So you've got financial dreams, right? I mean, who doesn't? And time is your ally when it comes to achieving your financial dreams. Many goals that would be out of reach if you try to accomplish them within a year or two can be attainable if you work towards them steadily over a longer stretch of time. I mean, the first step is identifying your personal long term goals and then establishing a plan. So, when it comes to choosing financial goals for the long run, when you think about setting good long term financial goals, you want to try to come up with ones that are going to benefit you or others further down the road. And once you have a few different ideas, you ask yourself some questions about, each one to help you weigh whether you think they're worth committing to. Stuff like, is this a goal that's going to push you? Right? Set your sights on things that you're strongly motivated to pursue. Will you care about this goal in the future, right? Because things that seem important now maybe just an afterthought in 15 or 20 years, right? You might not be interested in owning a bigger home once your kids have grown up and moved out. Is this goal in line with your values? I mean, listen to your heart, right? Don't pick a goal based solely on what others are doing or what statistical averages might suggest. Can you realistically achieve it? Consider how long it might take to reach that objective, right? If a goal would require you to keep working full time into your 70s, 80s, or 90s, come on, that's not something you want to count on. Similarly, if you couldn't achieve a goal unless there are dramatic changes in the economy or stock market, I mean, it's probably too risky. So, what you need to do is take action, right? Because after identifying a goal, you're going to be ready to come up with that plan, but you still need to take action. It's okay to only take small steps at first, pursuing long term financial goals, right? And it's all about staying dedicated to your vision for your future and making progress bit by bit. And financial priorities are highly personal, and how you go by attaining them will be too. So let's talk about some of these common goals and tactics for them when it comes to, planning. So one of the first things we're going to talk about is that mortgage payment, right? Paying off your mortgage sooner than scheduled allows you to build equity faster. Plus, once you get to the finish line of fully owning your home, you no longer have to make mortgage payments. And you can put that money towards another purpose. Just make sure your lender doesn't charge a prepayment penalty. Right? That's a fee when you pay all or part of your mortgage off early. Once you get the green light, you have a few strategies to choose from. One is to pay extra each month. Ask your lender to apply your extra payments to the loan principal, and you'll gradually chip away at what you owe. This won't dramatically cut your loan balance, but it's a doable method of paying off your mortgage a little quicker. Another possibility is to refinance to a mortgage with a shorter term. Now, this requires paying closing costs on a new home loan, which will typically add about, 3 to 6% of the amount you still owe on the mortgage. So it makes sense to do this at a point in time when you can get a better interest rate, like when rates are low throughout the economy or your credit score has gone up pretty good. One of the other categories we need to talk about is when you got debt. You want to pay it down, right? You may want to try to lower your debt so you have less interest to pay and more money for other things, right? I mean, it's a good idea to find out the interest rates on any credit cards you have and on any student loans, auto loans, personal loans, stuff like that. Consider paying down the credit lines with the highest interest rates, right? Your most expensive debt by prioritizing the minimum monthly payments on those accounts. Whenever you're able, pay above the minimum. This snowball debt payment calculator that they have all over the internet, right, can show you how your extra dollars towards payments can help you reach your goal. Right? Also, look for ways to save on interest. Right? As an example, you might get a better rate by refinancing an auto loan, or you could consolidate some high interest accounts with a less expensive personal loan. Now, if you get any unexpected funds, right, cash for your birthday, Christmas, or that tax refund, right, take the opportunity to pay down your principal balances even further. Most importantly, try to avoid taking on more credit card debt while you're working to bring your balances down. Look at your spending categories and check whether you're using your cards wisely. Okay, another popular category is retirement, right? I mean, if you build up an adequate nest egg, you could have more money to spend on travel or hobbies, right? Sufficiently funding your retirement can also give you more of a cushion And just in case you have unexpected medical bills or have to pay for caregiving as you age, right? Use a retirement income calculator to figure out how much you're going to need after you stop working. Keep in mind that the average person's retirement lasts about 20 years and that you'll likely want to replace 70 to 90% of your pre retirement income. Make sure you're enrolled in a 401k if your employer offers it, right? Or think about opening an individual 401k if you're, like a solo entrepreneur, right? Consider setting up, an IRA, right? An individual retirement account to further grow your savings. You can contribute up to 6,000 each year to an IRA or 7,000 if, you're over the age of 50. But even if you can't put in the full amount, contributing at least a little each year towards your retirement gives you the benefit of compound earnings that add up over time. Aim to build a balanced retirement portfolio that's split among different assets like ETFs and bonds. Right? If you hold diverse investments, you don't face as much risk to your savings when one of them dips in value. And try to resist the temptation to tap into that retirement savings too early. Ideally, you want your money to stay in a designated account so you reap tax advantages, avoid paying penalties, and get to watch your funds earn a rate of return. Another big one, especially if you have kids, is going to be college, right? Maybe you save for your grandkids' college, but either way, saving for a child's college education, right, can help them get a good financial start in life. If you begin when they're young and contribute towards this goal each year, you could have some solid savings tucked away by the time they're ready to move it into a dorm, go to college. You could consider opening a 529 account, right? It's just an educational savings account that offers tax advantages. Every state sponsors a 529 plan, and these programs typically give you a choice of investments like ETFs and mutual funds. Another option is using a Coverdell Education Savings account, right? Which can make gearing up to pay college tuition a bit easier. You can put up to $2,000 a year into that account, and you don't have to pay taxes on investment earnings or withdrawals as long as you only take the money out for an approved educational purpose. Now, the fifth thing to talk about is going to be charity, right? Donating to charity, right? Or spending a significant amount of time volunteering. It's going to be meaningful goals to work towards. Putting your values into action helps support others, and it can give you a sense of fulfillment that transcends dollars and cents. While you may already be supporting causes you care about, larger gestures like significant donations might take some time to achieve. So, start by identifying a cause you'd like to support, and think about how you could make a difference that lasts into the future. You might want to save up to make a larger monetary donation or donate property, use car, right? Something like that. Another option is contribute with your time, right? You could consider planning to retire 3 months early and spend those last 3 months of your career in a full time volunteer role. Figure out how much money you need to set aside each year to bring that dream to, a realization and see how that fits into your budget. Think about whether there's anything you're willing to postpone or do without so you can make it happen. Maybe you want to take a staycation rather than a trip across the country and put the money you save towards a charitable goal. You may want to set up a dedicated savings account just for this, right? So, one of the last things that we want to talk about, which is a biggie, is insurance, right? It's hard to guess what life is going to bring you over the many years you're alive, but you can strive to stay prepared for whatever comes your way. Take stock of your insurance policies, right? Make sure you got the basics covered. In addition to mandatory coverage like auto insurance, right? Health insurance, then you start thinking disability insurance, homeowners insurance, renters insurance, right? If your loved ones are counting on you financially, life insurance is a good way to set up a safety net for them in the event you're no longer here for them. And depending on your lifestyle, you might want other types of policies such as pet care insurance, motorcycle insurance, small business insurance. The list goes on. Your insurance needs can change over time, so it's best to review your policies regularly and see if you're missing anything important, right? You may want to buy term life insurance in your 20s or 30s while setting a goal to purchase long term care insurance maybe a little bit later in middle age, right? So just remember, guys, choosing long term goals makes sense, right? And it's going to take some time to think through it, right? But it's well worth it to make the effort and pave the way for, your greater financial well-being here in life, right? I mean, if you're not sure what to do, find you a financial advisor who can help, right? Help you identify long-term goals, short-term goals, and show you the strategies for getting them, right? So hopefully this gets you guys moving in the right direction. If you liked the video, smash that like button. If you guys aren't subscribed, I'd appreciate it if you did subscribe. But until I see you guys in the next one, y'all be safe.